There are 7 prompts that if you use on ChatGPT, it can help you make thousands of dollars. I'm going to show you 7 of the exact prompts that I have used to actually make money. And it's so simple that anybody with a ChatGPT account can try this out. So I want to show you my screen and we'll go through a few of them. So first, this is ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT 4.0. Try to use the latest model that is just for prompts, not the crazy ones, but the ones for prompts when you're using yours. Let me know in the comments if you already use ChatGPT and what you love about it, if you do. If you don't use it, let me know in the comments why you haven't started yet. And I know that if you haven't used it, sometimes it can feel a little strange, or you may have some moral things about it. You don't want to put your information in. But I have to tell you, it is here to stay. And it can help you so much in your day-to-day life in ways that you may not have figured out. So I'm just going to show you 7 prompts that I have used, and we're going to play with it a little bit to see what it says. Now, this is trained on me. It knows me very well. I've used it for almost 2 years, maybe even longer than that. And so it has a lot of that pre-programmed stuff there, but you can use it, and the more you use it, the better it gets to know you. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is thinking about YouTube. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, you're trying to have a YouTube channel, you have a YouTube channel, and you're trying to think of titles and ways to package your channel, package your videos. It's so important to be able to do that. You can have the best video out there, but if it doesn't have the right thumbnail, the right title, the right hook, all these different little things that add up, you may not get seen. So one thing you can ask ChatGPT is you can say, I just wrote this one in my handwriting, so I'm reading it. Okay, so this is what I use all the time. Honestly, I use this all the time. I don't use the exact answers that ChatGPT gives me, but I use the answers that it gives me to give me ideas to make the right title. So you could say, what is a high quality, compelling, stop you in your tracks YouTube title for my video about making money in your 50s. Let's see what it says. 50s and broke. Here's how I turned it all around. No, it's not too late. How to make real money in your 50s. Okay, so it's giving me all these options. And right now you have 7 options you can run with. Now, I like to limit mine. So limit to 53 characters or less so that it doesn't fall off the screen on different devices. That's what I just know about it. So I say this and I say, and go even harder in the paint. I don't really know what that means, but I think it sounds good. Give me even more compelling. Compelling. Let's see what it says. You can always pause this video anytime you want to read through the exact answer. So now it's shortened it for me. It's punchier. How I got rich after 50, no inheritance. Like that's starting to mean something, right? I was 52 and broke. Now I make 10K a month. Too old to start over. Watch this. The money move I made at 50 changed everything. Now, if you haven't used ChatGPT to help you ideate your YouTube titles, this is the day to start because it will help you so much. Again, if I were doing this video, I'm 44, so I wouldn't say the top one here, but if I were doing this video and I do this, every week I work on videos, I would copy a couple of them and I would put them in the upload and then I would tweak it. I would change it. I would think through it. I would get my thumbnail all together and it helped me do that. But I didn't have to start from zero. You see how like helpful that is. So you want to make sure that your prompt is what is a high quality, compelling, stop you in your tracks YouTube title for my video about, and then you say what the video is about. And then if it gives you an answer, prompt it more, play with it a little bit more. The next one we're going to do is um this is one, okay, this one I don't know why it took me this long to figure this out, but if you're typing along, by the way, thank you. Like this is going to be helpful for you, but I don't know why I just figured this out maybe 2 weeks ago. But I get a lot of I leave a lot of voice messages on iMessage on Apple, and I receive a lot of voice messages. And they can be a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or even longer. And I get so many of them, but I want to respond because if you have my number, that means that we're actively talking with each other, and I want to respond. So I used to listen to every single message and then I would respond. I still listen to a lot of messages, but what I'll do if I get like 9 minutes of messages in a row from one person and I just want to make sure that I have the attention span, that I have the time to do it, I will take if you have the most updated iPhone software, it actually gives you a transcript inside of that message. So that's how this would work. So I take that transcript, I copy it, I put it into ChatGPT, and I say to it, take this transcript. I tell it what it is so it understands my needs. Take this phone or this text transcript from an audio and summarize it for me. But because I won't be listening to this audio, make sure I don't miss anything super important, even if it's a small detail. Okay? So I put that in, you take 3 to 10 minutes of audio, put that in, and almost immediately it spits out the bullet point of what it needs you to know. And I have used that and it has helped. It's been such a productivity hack for me and it could be for you as well. So you want to think through that. Now, you don't want to only do that and only rely on that because listen, a lot of times when people are doing audio, the inflection and the tone of their voice, the intention behind what they're saying is more important or just as important as what they're saying. So you want to think about the situation. If it's someone that is having a heart to heart with you, if it's someone who is, panicking, you might want to listen to what the situation is, but you can ask ChatGPT to guess what the tone of it was. So let me know in the comments if that's something you're going to give a try. Okay, let's do another one. So another one you're going to do, this is one I do that is just the genie method. You may have already tried this, but if you haven't tried this, do it. So you could say, how, oh, no, what should I ask you in order for you to help me the most? And it would be more related to what you're talking about. And I'll say like when it comes to making money. And your prompt can be anything, but this first part's the same, and then you just say when it comes to dot dot dot. So let's see what it says. Great question. I got a fire emoji. Woo! Ask questions that are specific, strategic, and based on where you are. So an example they give is, here's what I've done so far to make money. What's my next most profitable move? And then chat says, I'll analyze your efforts and show you the shortest path to move to more revenue. And then it gives more options like I need to make X amount of money in X amount and Y amount of time. What's the smartest way based on my skills and assets? You see how it just pours into you, gives you all these answers, all these things that you could prompt it with, and you could spend 30, 60 minutes just going down that rabbit hole of each question. If you were me, what would you double down on to make 10,000 a month sustainably? Now, this is where I have to reiterate that if you are not using ChatGPT yet, because you're afraid of it, because you're confused by it, because you're not interested in it, because you think it's something for someone else, because you think you're too old to use it or too young to use it, this is the moment where you go dabble. This is the moment where you give it a chance. If you think that it's too difficult to use, you can see here, all you're doing is having a conversation with it. You can even do audio and dictate if you're not great at typing, if you're not great at writing. And I don't mean great like being a good writer. I mean sometimes people are dyslexic or they have some sort of disability where they can't type as easily or they can't see the screen as easily. If you dictate it, it'll talk back to you. And there's different ones. There's one that dictates it and it becomes print, and there's one that you can actually just talk to it. So you do a little research on that. But you want to empower yourself with this information because almost every person on earth who has access to the internet has access to ChatGPT. Almost, not everyone. And because they do, that's the level they're on. That's the level things have leveled up. So if you don't have it at all, if you're not playing by the same in the same arena, it's going to get tough. This is where I have to tell you that my fund is invested in ChatGPT. So at the same time, it invested the same amount of money that it invests in most of my other 200 investments. So it's not going to like change my life, as you might think. But I just want to make sure you know that because I'm saying some very like pointed, you should do this type of thing. Okay, so let me know in the comments if this is helpful, if you're learning anything, if you're going to try any of this, if you're doing this, and make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is a really great time to do so because when you subscribe, it actually pushes this video out into YouTube land more and more and more. So more people get to see it and get this information. So you're actually helping other people see this video. Okay, the next one we're going to do is I do this one. How, it's probably confused because I'm going jumping all around, but how do I over deliver and make my customer the hero? I ask this question in various ways all the time because I'm always looking for a way to make my customers and my clients and my members the hero. Because I believe that if you make your members or your customers or your viewers the hero, you will never have to worry about money again. And so I'm going to press that. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Position them as the main character in the story. If you notice, I have videos that are really beautifully shot at a studio, and these are like 20 to 30-minute and even longer sometimes documentaries about members in my membership. Like I really, really practice this. Give them a surprise win early. I've been doing that inside of your first 5K for the first 11 days that we have been launched. I've been doing that like almost every day, something crazy I put up and people go crazy about it. Like right now, we're doing something so cool. If you want to join that, it's just $9 per month for the first 1,000 members. We passed 500 members in just 11 days. So you want to get in before that changes, but it'll only go up by a little bit if you see that afterwards. But the reason I'm able to do all of this and have all these ideas and do that is partially it's like 15 to 20% because of ChatGPT. I say I want to make them the hero. How do I do that? And then I collect all this information. Teach frameworks, not just tips. Flip the spotlight on them. These are all things that I know because I've had these conversations, but it's like it'll help you just flesh out everything. So this is something that you can type in because it'll know you. And if it doesn't know you, you can give it some more prompts and information, but you're essentially saying, how do I make my customer the hero? The next one we're going to do is, oh, okay, this one's cool. This goes back to YouTube. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do it because I would actually have to um, copy and paste. But actually, I guess I could. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it right here. Let's go. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, I'm going to go to YouTube. I am going to go to, is it going to let me? Oh, it's not going to. So I have to look up myself. Let's see if it works. I'm going to look up myself. School. Let's just say that just because it's like a good niche. So I have this school video. What I'm doing is I'm going to go and I'm going to copy as many of my comments as I can. I'm just going to go like this and just copy as many comments as I can. Now they're not a ton here. I mean, they're a lot, but they're not so many that will give them a lot. But and they're kind of the same. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, based on these YouTube comments from a recent video of mine, what should my next video be about? So you see what that prompt is, right? So how could you use that for yourself? So I'm going to paste it in, and doesn't even really matter about the format. Look at how immediately it responded. And it's saying, obviously, I had people say, let's go, let's go. So you should say that in this. If you're still here, if you're still with me, this is how I'll know you saw this part. Say, let's go. Okay, so it's saying, recommended title, still here. This is what to do next. Now, that's not the best. That is actually not good because it basically was so on the nose. Okay, because I didn't really give it a good one. Let's see if I can give them a better one. Let's see if we can get a better one that has more nuance to it. This, okay, let's see. Oh, so this one's cool. So I just posted this one 9 hours ago, and it has more specific comments because it's about being in your 50s, your 60s, or higher and making money online. Oh no. So, okay, so we're gonna do this and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna say for this video now. And because you're gonna use the same prompt, but you're gonna put in a little bit more information. So if you don't have comments yet, you can't do this yet. But when you do have any comments, 2 comments, 3 comments, do this. Look at this now. Stop the scroll, title ideas. 662 and just getting started. Too old to start? Tell that to me at 60. Boom. Rebuilding at 62. Watch this if you feel lost. Video concepts, the 60 plus reboot, different talking points. It just hooks you up. So I started doing this about a year ago, and it's just been so helpful. I just go to several different ones. Now, you can actually, I'm going to show you a little bit more because, well, I don't have the back end, but I will just tell you, you can use not only for your comments, not only for your titles, not only for your thumbnail ideas. And now with this imagery, you can do even more with the thumbnails. But you can go into your YouTube analytics. If you have any kind of analytics on your dashboard in the YouTube studio, and you can download your analytics from, however many videos that you have in one form, one CSV. And then you can upload that into ChatGPT and have it analyze it in different ways. Now, I have the exact prompt that I use for that. That's like a multi-thousand-dollar output. And I have that in Arlen's All Access, that membership that I have, that is my core membership. And I have an entire section about ChatGPT. But that's for another time. Now, this other one, if you've ever read my book, It's About Damn Time, which came out in 2020 during the pandemic, I have a whole section about that's in the book that is called Write Your Own Headlines. So this prompt, I'll tell you what Write Your Own Headlines is. So Write Your Own Headlines means like when I was broke and I was homeless and had no food, couldn't figure things out. By the way, this is my Stay Hungry Not Thirsty shirt from my new water brand. But I just saw that and I said no food. I had no resources to speak of. Um, I would imagine and I would ideate and visualize. When I did start getting some traction, I started being my own coach. And the way I started being my own coach is I would write the headline that I wanted the world to see, that I wanted to be said about me in 5 years or 10 years. I would write my headline, I would put it in an email draft, and I would put a date on it. And one of the first one was Arlen Hamilton reaches 100 companies invested in, and it was 2020. And I reached that goal in 2018 along with my venture fund. So I say write your own headlines, and It's About Damn Time is the name of the book where this is talked about in a full chapter. But you could say, I want to write my my own headline like Arlen Hamilton says. Right. So you're going to say that. I'm not going to say, well, I can say it. It'll confuse it, but it's all good. What should and this is going to confuse. I'm going to actually copy and paste this into a new one, I think. What should my headline be for 3 years from now? Let's just see what it says if I put it here. Hopefully it doesn't say anything silly about YouTube. She rebuilt at 60, right? So it's taking from this, but you want a clean one. So you do this. No. Okay, go back. Give me a second. I want to write my own headlines like Arlen Hamilton says. What should mine be? And let's see what it says here. I built a seven-figure business from scratch after 50. And that would have, and did I say a time? Oh, I didn't say a time. Known around the world for empowering, insert your people. So it gives you that. And especially if you have been using ChatGPT for any amount of time and it has gotten to know you, or you can feed it some information. So you're going to have it help you write your own headlines, give you that North Star that you can walk towards. All right. Now, there are two more I want to show you. And one of them, like the last one I'm going to show you, I think is so powerful. It is so, so powerful. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any of these videos because I'm going to be sending them out all the time. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I recently reached 150,000 subscribers and I'm just absolutely blown away. I got the last 50K joined in the last 3 months. I cannot believe that. And I appreciate you so much. This last one, I'm gonna do two more, but the last one is so powerful. I don't want you to miss it. And it's not what you may think. So this one, okay, this one's gonna be so silly and I don't know what it's going to do. But the reason I have it here is because ChatGPT and making money, these things are not just about like this very straightforward, I'm going to do X and then I'm going to do Y and then do this. It has a nuance to it that has to do with how your mental health is, how your joy, where you're finding joy, where you're finding the fun in things, how you're treating other people because based on how you are feeling. And so I get a little silly sometimes with ChatGPT. So I'm going to do this one. Draft a movie treatment, which is like a summary of a movie, for a movie about Rihanna and Ryan Gosling. Now you can just put whoever these two people to put two random people here. And Ryan Gosling set in LA, and there has to be a horse. There has to be a horse and some type of caper. So you're basically doing Mad Libs, like put the name here, like Rihanna and Ryan Gosling can be any two people randomly. It can be set anywhere because you imagine any city, it can create new stuff. And then there has to be what? Something here, some animal, some object, whatever. And then some type of something like action, something. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now stay with me because that really powerful one is coming up in a moment. Silver Spurs and Stolen Hearts, a romantic caper comedy drama. Present day LA is split between glitzy entertainment, gritty backlots, and wide, sunburnt outskirts of the city. Okay. When an elusive stolen artifact resurfaces in LA, a reclusive pop icon and a washed up stuntman are forced into an unlikely partnership uh, involving a wild horse, a fake film shoot, and high stakes heist that just might steal their hearts in the process. That's actually really, I would watch that. Would you watch that? Let me know in the chat if you would watch this film. I would watch the heck out of this film. Retired stunt horse named Cinnamon. All I see is that. Okay, so you see, it gives you all the acts, and it just helps your mind kind of it helps you just have fun. And when you're having fun, you're really creative. You get much more creative and you can come back. So if you're stuck on something, if something is not working for you in your business, do something fun like this and then come back, right? I'm going to say, okay, wonderful. Again, but in the voice of the Hulk for some reason. Horse, heist, hearts, smashy romance cape, or Rihanna have quiet life. Gosling washed up stuntman. Stolen gold thingy made trouble. Horse very important. Chaos, love, explosions. That is so funny. Rihanna live in heels. Quiet. No tour. No drama. This is absolutely brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna say one more. Awesome. Once more as Uh, Cardi B. Let's see what happened to his head. Oh, heist. Romantic caper, hood glam western. Okay, LA chaos with a B. I don't know what that means. So boom, Rihanna minding her business in the hills, wearing silk robes and talking to her horse. Ryan Gosling, broken dusty, stumbles into her life looking for some lost Hollywood treasure. I gotta stop. Okay, so this is interesting. I'll put this here if you want to pause it so you can see what it says. But better yet, you do it yourself. Go through this, have some fun, come back and post a comment and say what kind of funny stuff came up and share this prompt. Share any of these prompts that have been fun for you or interesting for you or profound for you. Now, speaking of profound, I'm going to get back to serious and I'm going to be a little bit of a hypocrite because I'm not going to show you what the answer is because I have done this prompt before and it helped me a lot, but it's deeply personal. And it's not that I'm embarrassed by the answer. It's not it's just that I'm in the zone and I'm leveling up every single year and I want to just kind of go for it. So I'm going to keep that to myself and I'm going to tell you what this prompt is that's going to probably change something for you. If you use this prompt, please let me know in the comments. The prompt is, and again, this works so well if ChatGPT has had some time with you. So it may not work as well if it's new, but give it time, write it down, and then come back to it. The prompt is, what are three of my weaknesses and how can knowing them help me make more money? I did this prompt and it gave me such beautiful clarity. It's tough to read. I mean, because it's reading you for filth, but it is so accurate. I found it was very accurate and it's kind. Like it has a kindness to it because it wants you to win, because it's like an inanimate thing. So if you know your weaknesses, you are ahead of most, like 99% of entrepreneurs. If you have that reflection, anything that's reflective. So anytime you can ask ChatGPT to give you some mirror advice, some things that it has noticed about you. Doesn't mean it's always right. Doesn't mean you have to accept it. It just means, can I have that as my secret weapon? Can I have that where that self awareness is actually growing and growing? And I really don't like when someone says that they're self-aware because they usually aren't. So I don't ever claim to be very self-aware, but I do know that being self-aware is an asset. It is something that will help you. These prompts will help you make money if you use them correctly, if you use them consistently, and if you take the ideation and the prep and you put it into action as soon as possible, they will help you. That's all that you need is you need a little bit of preparation and a lot of bit of boom, let me do it. Let's go.